I'll be 25 this October, and the encroaching reality of becoming a quarter of a century has gotten me to think about starting and stopping things. Careers, hobbies, just expectations in general. This year I had a goal to start something new, something that I had thought about for a long time and never had the guts to actually begin. And that was my YouTube. I am a writer, a poet, and a photographer. I've been doing those things for about 7 or 8 years. Poetry for even longer. And yet I never thought of those things as having a deadline or a start time. I had always wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since I was young. I grew up watching Vlogbrothers, Kev Jumba, What the Buck Show, Charlie is So Cool. Like, I absolutely adored these YouTubers. As a 12 or 13-year-old who had trouble making friends and who had a really hard time articulating my thoughts, I saw these YouTubers as a form of superhero. People that could entertain, who could make me laugh. They had a vulnerability and a relatability that I saw as a young adolescent and I wanted to emulate. But it was never something that I thought that I was allowed to start. Whether that be because I wasn't pretty enough, that I was too nerdy, that I was not capable of understanding film or audio. I felt as though if they were doing it, then watching was enough for me. It's not. But as the years went by, I found that there were more and more excuses why I shouldn't begin. Oh, I live at home still. Oh, I have roommates. I have schoolwork. I have a job. Now on the precipice of turning 25, where I should be settling in to who I am, I find myself wanting to start something new. There's a commodification of relatability on YouTube that I believe the platform has known for quite a bit. Many people who are way more articulate and better researched have discussed this at length. But all in all, a YouTube audience wants someone who represents and exists as a part of their life. They see a vlogger or a YouTuber as someone who they can sit down and have a chat with, someone relatable, someone vulnerable to an extent. Better yet, if that YouTuber is someone the audience member's age, someone with the same insecurities, the same experiences, then that audience member feels as though that person understands their life. Relatability isn't new. It's existed for way longer than YouTube. However, it is very much prevalent in YouTube. Renee Girard, a literary critic and philosophic anthropologist, calls it the mimemic theory, that humans naturally exist to emulate one another. In doing so, they almost become a detriment to themselves. And that isn't to say that mimicry is something to be avoided. In fact, it's a way that we connect with each other. However, when relatability and vulnerability become a competition, become a commodity for the attention market, you find that there are some people who are just gatekept. They are told that they are not relatable enough, that their content is not worthy enough, and that they ultimately get pushed off the platform. YouTube is not the same as it was. It's no longer for the nerds, the losers, the people who don't necessarily fit. It's for the pretty people, the people with lots of brand deals. It's for the people who, are models and celebrities. So basically, why should I start now of all times? What's the point? Guess you could ask yourself the same question of any form of art. What's the point of starting anything at all when there's already a precedent? If you're not the best author in the world, why start to write? If you're not a Renaissance painter, what's the point of creating art? In effect, I have things that I want to say. I have opinions and research interests. I have experiences that I think are valuable for others. And I'm aware of my privilege. I'm another white woman on this platform. Really, I don't want to take up space. At the same time, I want to create YouTube videos. I want to create visual poems and, content surrounding writing and reading and just about life. I have big questions and I want to seek out those answers. Starting this at 24, I run the risk that if I do this for 2 years, if I finally gain an audience, then by the time I'm quote unquote successful, then I might not be relatable at all. I would be 27 or 28. Oh, the horror. And my content would be about, car insurance and getting a mortgage and cleaning your gutters, and who knows if that content would be relatable at all. That is a risk that I have to take. I cannot turn back time on my age. At the same time, if I don't start now, then I never will. So in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you think that there is a median age for YouTubers? Do you like seeing YouTubers that are older, or would you rather YouTubers that are younger? And what kind of experiences do you like to hear? About life, about research, about art? I would love to hear your ideas. And as always, if this is something that you're interested in, then I would love to have you around. Please subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.